Countertop trends seem to change every single year, and social media is fueling this movement. Homeowners are encouraged to upgrade their work surfaces regularly to the latest trend to add value to their home. Butcher block and quartz countertops are the two most popular choices right now. Both materials can redefine the look and functionality of a kitchen or bathroom and create a space that reflects your personal style. I recently cut, sealed, and installed a butcher block countertop in my master bathroom, and I'm very happy with the result. I've also installed quartz in my previous home, so I have experiences with both. While they had their own unique characteristics and advantages, they differ significantly in terms of appearance, durability, maintenance, and cost. In this video, we're going to explore how they are made, how they perform, and whether one is better than the other. Let's start with butcher block countertops. They are made from strips of wood which are glued together to create a solid, durable surface. Butcher blocks can be made of nearly any wood, but the most common ones are maple, walnut, beech, cherry, and red oak. They can also be crafted from teak, bamboo, and sustainably farmed exotics like wenge, zebrawood, and iroko. Manufacturers pick out the strongest, straightest, and most closely grained pieces of wood. They are milled into uniform strips and dried to reduce their moisture content. This step can cause shrinkage or warping, so they are planed and sanded down another time. Then they are glued with food-safe adhesives and clamped together to ensure a strong bond. Once the glue has cured, the butcher block slab is removed from the press and excess glue is scraped off. The surface is then planed and sanded to create a smooth and even finish. Some manufacturers cut the butcher block down into strips again and repeat the gluing and sanding process to create a more interesting checkerboard design. The final sanding step is very important because it removes any imperfections and unevenness between the strips. After sanding, the butcher block countertop can be finished with sealant or oil. The top finish coat not only enhances the natural beauty of the wood, but also provides protection against moisture, stains, and bacteria. It's important to note that using mineral oil or beeswax to seal your butcher block countertop involves regular oiling and resealing to prevent drying, cracking, or staining. I chose to use this Minwax oil-based polyurethane in a warm satin finish. Since the countertop in my bathroom would be exposed to water, I wanted to make sure that it was properly sealed and protected. The sealant completely changed the appearance of the butcher block and brought out the natural grain and variations. Quartz, on the other hand, is an engineered stone made from a combination of natural quartz crystals and resins, resulting in a non-porous and stain-resistant surface. To make countertops, white and clear quartz or silicon dioxide is ground into a fine powder. It is mixed with plastic resins, colored pigments, recycled glass, and metallic flecks. The ingredients are mixed together to form a powdery blend and poured into a large mold. Robot arms create artificial veins through the mixture to mimic natural patterns. The mold is vibrated to ensure that any voids in the panel are completely filled. It is also compressed under immense pressure down to 2 cm or 3 cm slabs. After the first check, the slab is dried and baked to solidify the quartz. This process is called sintering. Small pores and air pockets are sealed up in this stage. Once it cools down, the rough ends of the slab are trimmed down. Large polishing brushes smoothen down the top surface and create a variety of finishes. Quartz countertops are a fairly new product. They were invented in the 1960s and have recently become very popular because of their durability, low maintenance, and wide range of color and pattern options. The manufacturing process of quartz countertops is more energy intensive than butcher blocks. Also, many quartz products are made internationally and shipped to the States, which increases their energy footprint. However, certain brands like Cambria and Caesarstone are manufactured domestically, so they can be more sustainable. Now let's move on to their differences in physical appearance and performance. Butcher blocks add warmth and natural coloring to a space. Wood mixes well with many other countertop materials like granite, concrete, marble, and quartz. You can further define the look of your countertop through the choice of wood grain on the top surface. There are three main types of wood grain patterns. Edge grain resembles long, lean strips, face grain shows off natural ovals and swirls, and end grain looks like a checkerboard. Quartz countertops are usually more minimalist, lighter in color, and have uniform designs. You can also customize their edge profiles with designs like cascade, mitered, bryn, cornice, boulder, and basin. Next, let's compare their porosity, which refers to the amount of voids that allow liquid or air to pass through. Porosity determines the material's susceptibility to water, oil, and food stains. As expected, unsealed butcher blocks are very sensitive to liquid, so you must limit any exposure to moisture. This unsealed piece of wood soaked up liquid immediately. The green food coloring also left a stain on the piece. On the other hand, quartz didn't absorb any of the liquid and wasn't affected by the food coloring. They have the same susceptibility to oil. The unsealed butcher block was permanently stained, while the quartz sample was unaffected. That being said, sealing my bathroom countertops with 4 to 5 coats of minwax polyurethane made them completely impervious to water, oil, and food coloring. Quartz countertops are non-porous, which makes them resistant to moisture and staining, so spills can be wiped away without worry. They do not require resealing, and they can be cleaned with mild soap, water, and a non-abrasive house cleaner. So far, quartz seems to be winning in every aspect, right? Well, butcher block has some advantages, especially when it comes down to cost. Before we discuss those advantages, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of this portion of the video, Curiosity Stream. With content spanning science, nature, history, technology, music, food, and more, Curiosity Stream has something for everyone. They offer thousands of hours of award-winning and original documentary films, shows, and series that you can't find anywhere else. I found the World of Bridges series wonderfully produced, interesting, and engaging. It showcased bridges in China, India, Switzerland, Japan, and several other countries. They also have an architecture series that featured one of my favorite stadiums, the National Aquatic Center in Beijing. With a focus on science, history, and technology, Curiosity Stream is perfect for anyone who loves to learn. Plans start at under $5 a month, but you can now save 25% off annual plans if you go to curiositystream.com/Belinda or use the promo code Belinda. You can also scan the QR code on the screen for easy access. Check it out today and let me know what shows you find interesting. Alright, let's move on to one of the biggest advantages of butcher block countertops: cost. Butcher block is one of the most affordable countertop materials. With installation, it costs $40 to $100 per square foot, much cheaper than quartz, which costs $100 to $200 per square foot. Their cost difference directly relates to their DIY ability. We used basic tools to cut holes for the sink and faucet, route the edges, and smoothen the surfaces. Unlike laminate or solid surface counters, butcher blocks are repairable. Nicks, scratches, and burns can be lightly sanded, and the surface can be re-oiled or resealed. Quartz countertops have to be cut by a professional fabricator with specialized CNC tools. They are also very heavy and can't be installed by a single person. Butcher blocks can also be more environmentally friendly and have a lower energy footprint than quartz. They do not require minerals to be mined and extracted from the earth, and their manufacturing process is not energy intensive. It's important to note the differences in hardness and scratch resistance of these two materials. Butcher block is more vulnerable to scratches and dents. Sealing the wood with polyurethane and oil can actually emphasize the imperfections. Quartz countertops, on the other hand, are virtually indestructible. You don't have to worry about scratches, stains, or chips. Quartz is made up of more than 90% quartzite, a very hard metamorphic rock. This makes quartz countertops one of the hardest materials, even harder than granite. These two materials are essentially organic and inorganic. Butcher blocks can swell or shrink by 1/8 of an inch with changing temperatures. You must prepare for this fluctuation by leaving enough room along the perimeter. Otherwise, your countertop will warp or crack. Quartz does not swell or shrink with changing humidity or temperatures. Butcher blocks are also not as heat resistant as quartz. You can't place hot pots or pans on the wood because it will develop gouges and deep burn marks. Unfortunately, sanding will take off a thin layer from the surface and eliminate any blemishes. Quartz countertops are heat resistant but not heat proof. You should avoid placing very hot pans on the surface since anything above 150 degrees Fahrenheit can permanently damage the resin in quartz. I wouldn't say that one material is better than the other because it depends on what you're looking for. Quartz is more durable and low maintenance, as we have seen through all the tests. The cost of butcher blocks is tough to beat, and I also personally don't mind its patina or aged look. I think it adds character and warmth and even a homely touch to a space. I have absolutely no regrets using it in our bathroom. I'm very glad that I used polyurethane instead of oil because it made the countertop water resistant and it doesn't require frequent resealing. Both these materials will last you a long time if you take care of them and don't give in to changing design trends and planned obsolescence. They are both gorgeous and functional surfaces that do not need to be painted over in 10 years. Let me know what you think about these two types of countertops and if you prefer one over the other in the comments below. Also, let me know if you'd like me to compare the butcher blocks from Home Depot, IKEA, Floor & Decor, and other stores. I'll link my Patreon page in the description. I'm now offering early access to ad-free videos on Patreon as a thank you to everyone supporting me. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell too. Thanks for watching. See ya.